congratulations on the extremely well-deserved Holland Award.
Congratulations on the award.
Hi, Jim. Congratulations.
Congratulations on the Daniel Holland Medal.
Congratulations, Jim.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on your award.
Congratulations on the Holland Medal.
Congratulations, Jim.
Thank you for all the great advice over the years, and congratulations on your well-deserved award.
Congratulations, Jim, on the award.
Congratulations, Jim.
Congratulations, Jim. No honor is as richly deserved as this one.
Sometimes people ask me, they say, "Hey, Bergstresser, was Jim Poterba the best advisor in the economics department at MIT when you were there?" I say no. Jim Poterba was the best advisor in the history of advising.
You told me that one of the best ways to understand the personal income tax code was to actually fill out my income tax return by hand. I did that for 10 whole years, but I finally relented and started using TurboTax.
I learned that it is socially acceptable to use a tax return as a party invitation.
I've learned a lot from you. The importance of taxes, how to think analytically, speak clearly, and the usefulness of carrying a little pad of paper to take notes on. Too bad I don't have the pocket in the front of my shirt to put it in.
Every time you would introduce us to one of the great things about public finance at the graduate level, you would end the lecture with some version of the statement, "and the field is wide open."
While many students at MIT and other institutions complain their advisors are hard to get a hold of, Jim was not. He was always there and always happy to talk to me.
A little of your undivided attention was really important.
I used to send you drafts late on a Friday night, strategically hoping that you wouldn't respond until Monday. You would usually respond a bit later on Friday night.
You are just so generous with your time, and it's something that I came to really recognize once I moved to the other side of the desk.
When I found myself without a thesis, Jim Poterba came to me, speaking words of wisdom, annuities.
The most important conversations I had with you were when I came to you with doubts about whether pensions were a good area of research, or whether perhaps I should work on something sexier, like depreciation rules, or anything really. Jim, you kept me on the straight and narrow path with 4 words, in the style of the advice Benjamin received in the movie The Graduate. Not plastics, young man, plastics, but pensions, young man, pensions.
The plastic of the 1980s was the 401k, but the plastic of this decade is the public sector pension.
You've always kept me focused on big picture issues in economics. Your sense of how the economics profession will view any piece of work is simply remarkable.
Even to this day, I think on a weekly basis, I reflect on what you taught me and the lessons, and really my life is very, very different because of all of the guidance you gave me. And
I was probably one of the first PhD students you had. You were a very young and enthusiastic professor then. Last time I met you, I got the impression that you are still somehow a young and enthusiastic professor.
I aspire to be as good an advisor as you are, but I know that I will never be as efficient. I just can't talk fast enough.
Keep talking fast.
Going forward, all PhD students will be defaulted into Jim Poterba as their PhD advisor. And if previous research is any guide, we will shortly solve America's public finance crisis in just a few years.
When I told him I was getting married, he said, "Wow, that's really serious, Amy. Marriage, it's like advising. It's a lifelong commitment."
You've always instilled this idea that if we can just kind of get the 1 minus taus in the right spot, then we're going to be able to use economics to make the world a better place.
I remember a fortune with this text that was taped to the door of Jim's office at the NBER for many years. It is good fortune indeed to have had the benefit of Jim's generosity and his acuity in using data and so much else.
I'll always try to remember the best rules of conduct as summarized in the Jim Code.
His admonition as I went on the job market to whatever I did, make sure that I didn't eat anything off of anyone else's plate at the dinner that typically followed the seminar.
Why did I have to eat all that awful Chinese food?
After all those PF lunches, I figured I'd raise a PB&J to you.
I raised my Chinese teacup.
And I wanted to thank you especially for inspiring so many of us students at MIT to pursue research in public economics. Bye. So,
You mean to get Poterba as my advisor, I need to train 3 other MIT professors? What's up with that?
That's supply and demand, bro.
Congratulations, Dad. I always knew there was something special about those talks we had when I was growing up. You know, how sometimes I'd have the birds and the bees talks with their father, but we would have talks about how to allocate money in my 401k. Or even recently, when you came down to New York, instead of doing dinner and drinks afterwards, we decided to do dinner and then go home and open up TurboTax so and figure out how to actually report options on my tax return.
Most kids first encounter taxes when they enter the workforce. This was not true for the children of Jim Poterba. For us, it started at about age 5 with the dad tax. Whenever we got to have ice cream, he would come along and take a bite or two from each of us. We always fussed, but he always got his bite. Now, taxes aren't so scary. Thanks for being such a great teacher, Dad.
Hey Dad, congratulations on the medal. We're so proud of you. Now even more of my econ professors will know who I am before I walk in the room. But congratulations, we love you so much.
Congratulations, Jim. I'm sorry I can't be there to celebrate in person with you. However, I've been given the opportunity to try to set the record straight on a few of the more personal relationships you have with taxes. First, is it true that Jim proposed by asking you to co-sign his 1040? Absolutely not. Nor did our wedding vows replace for richer or poorer with despite the marriage tax penalty. Next, is it true that Jim's statement of outside professional activities lists seasonal work with H&R Block? Once again, false. I believe that rumor started the year that Jim helped so many of our family members with their taxes that when he sat down to prepare ours, TurboTax locked him out of the program and suggested he upgrade to the paid preparer version. Is it true that Jim thinks taxation is such an exciting subject that when invited to speak at our son Timothy's entire secondary school, he chose that as the subject of his remarks? Well, not exactly. It is true he spoke on taxes, but it was the headmaster's idea, not Jim's. That lecture, however, ended up as one of the boys' all-time favorites. No surprise to anyone who knows Jim's infectious enthusiasm for the subject. So, congratulations, Jim. You would make Dan Holland proud.
I'm Austin Goolsby, and I've unearthed some information about James Poterba that absolutely must be known.
The world sees James Michael Poterba, and they think they know him. But what do they really know? This is an actual photo of James Poterba on the day he won the national championship.
According to eyewitnesses, James Poterba selected the topic, should we agree to a new economic order demanded by the third world nations? And James Poterba has been forwarding this radical agenda ever since.
Poterba took over as president of the National Bureau of Economic Research at a time of plenty. Within months, the stock market had collapsed. And even now, after being awarded the Holland Medal, updated with the latest information from the Centers for Disease Control, the number of confirmed U.S. Ebola virus cases has risen more than 1 trillion%.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but now you know the truth. His accomplices and advisees are immensely powerful, and by their own admission, they would do anything for him. He has advised more Clark Medal winners than anyone in history, and his family connections go to the highest levels of the Department of Justice itself. You give this award at your own peril. You've seen the radical new economic order agenda he has been pushing for more than 40 years. As for what will happen to me, I don't know. It depends whether James Michael Poterba holds a grudge or not. If you never hear from me again, then you will know what happened.